Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Libra. Listen to me very carefully. Only once, and I mean once, and I really mean like once in your lifetime, you go through what are you actually going to go through when it comes to the actual October 2023. This is most certainly going to be your month by any means whatsoever. So what is going to happen? Well, my gorgeous Libra, you need to pay attention to the actual stage in the period in between the 12th and the 17th of October 2023. In between these days, what is going to happen to you, it's going to be completely out of this world. It is to do with an ongoing situation in your life that made you kind of be stuck, you know, and that in itself happens very often when we just need to carry on with like kind of different things in our lives just for a while in order to gather the certain informations, in order to gather the certain experience. Something invaluable, literally invaluable happened when it comes to your experience, especially when it comes to the last 12 months. Indeed, you have been a lot through the last you have been through a lot, over the last 12 months, but maybe you didn't even realize how much you've actually been through, especially when it comes to you learning and realizing so much, not only about your life, but about so much, you know, around you, about so much about your own spirituality. A lot started to make sense to you that didn't make sense to you before. There were a few things over the last year that you were completely disappointed, and it's nothing to do with your life, but I think that you were maybe paying attention to like a different people, or you were watching some kind of group of people, or whatever it was. It left a kind of a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth, only as if you were like kind of disappointed, like maybe with certain people. But these are not people in your life. These are not people who are directly connected to you. I really hope this makes sense to you, because all this was contributing towards this point, towards this moment in time. So I don't really want to make this too confusing whatsoever. It is to do with an aspect of your life that you've put so much of your precious energy towards, my gorgeous Libra. Something that means to you so much, and something that you were working towards, you know, and then it was doing great, it was all fine, and then suddenly it just kind of slowed itself down a little bit, and then you were like, oh my god, you even started to question yourself, you know, whether you were doing the right thing or you weren't doing the right thing, for example. And you were most certainly and most importantly doing the right thing indeed, because let me tell you that, you know, as I said before, there was invaluable experience that you've actually gained within the last 12 months. And no, it is nothing to do through the actual people in your life, but it's to do with things that you've seen, things that you became aware of, things that you came across, you know, things that crossed your path even. But it's again not to do necessarily with the people who are directly connected to. It's just with us so much overall, you know. And that was incredible, powerful experience. You know, not experience, but lots of the different experiences, if I can call it like experiences. What was happening within the last 12 months in your life, my gorgeous Libra, was literally building you, and it was literally preparing you for this moment in time. So this is why October is going to be so important to you, because that particular thing that you've put so much of your precious energy towards, it's about to reward you. And that's why you need to pay attention to these dates that I've already mentioned, because they are going to be absolutely crucial. Now you're gonna see, and you're gonna feel, and you're gonna become the full extent of how much of your precious energy you have put towards something. The bigger this feels, and the bigger excitement you actually have, the more a greater outcome this is actually actually going to have any impact on your life. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Well, first of all, you are going to become aware of this news, this information that you are going to have. And this information, it's almost immediately going to blow you away in the best possible way, my gorgeous Libra. You're really going to be surprised. Why? Because that particular information, it's actually going to make you aware of the specific change you are able to make. And now this change is going to mean to you so much, and this change is directly connected to actually what you were working towards and what you were working on. So you are going to become aware of the fact that you can make this change. This in itself is the direct result of your hard work and all the energy that you've actually put towards something, as I've said before. But then again, you need to also understand that, you know, after this moment in time, you are seriously, like honestly, seriously, going to start seeing things in a completely different light. Almost like as if you were angry a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're angry. Don't start screaming at me. Okay, you see you're angry? No, I'm joking. No, but almost as if you were like really angry and maybe like a little bit frustrated over the last 12 months, you know. But then again, that perhaps I wouldn't even be surprised that you didn't even notice, because it just went for a while. Bless your heart, because you've been through so much and you managed to keep up with absolutely everything. And then sometimes, you know, just sometimes we really get used to the certain lifestyle just because we manage to make our mind to kind of like get on with it, if you know what I mean. And that's life. And there were elements of you needing to do over the last 12 months, maybe, you know, things that you didn't want to do, for example. And then again, this is like nothing terrible, nothing bad. It's just the way it is in life in general. We do, of course, have to sometimes do what we don't want to do, or what we don't wish to do for a while, for example. But if that particular thing goes for too long, or it's start making us feel really, really unhappy, then we literally need to do something about it. We just literally need to snap out of it, indeed. Luckily, you're not going to need to do that, my gorgeous Libra, because when it comes to the actual number, it's like this is completely out of this world, my gorgeous Libra, especially when it comes to this number, because you have 1313. Now this means that there are two major transformations like going to take place this month. One transformation is going to happen within the first half of October, and another transformation is going to happen within the second half of October. The first half of October, it's more about your personal life, it's more about your lifestyle. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the second half of October, it's more going to be like about the finances, about the financial situation, and about like things becoming so much more practical for you, indeed. And that is going to be followed like pretty much so with this really wonderful opportunity which you are going to have within the last 7 days in October. Within the last 7 days in October, you are going to have this absolutely mind-blowing opportunity. And this opportunity that you're actually going to have, this is really, really going to surprise you, because you know this is to do with something that you've been waiting for absolute ages. And now you just need to understand that this is not only going to surprise you, but this is also going to, that opportunity, it's also going to require from you to kind of create a space for it in your life, by understanding that you do really need to kind of get the fact that this is something that requires so much of your energy and your attention, which means that any other thing that you're dealing with right now, you just have to leave on the side just for a little while, and just for like a little bit of time, you're gonna need to give your full kind of attention to that particular opportunity. As I said, this opportunity you've been waiting for really, really long time, and all I can say to you when it comes to that particular opportunity, you will be able to do something that you absolutely love. And this this is all I can say. This opportunity is going to be so important for you, because this is like, oh my god, this is perfectly matched when it comes to your your spiritual journey, when it comes to your destiny, I can feel and I can sense so much love which is actually going to come out of it, almost as if, like, you know, certain things have been slowed down and they affected you. Maybe they affected your relationships with people a little bit, you know, because after this moment in time there are also going to be so many people that are actually going to start like kind of floating slowly but surely into your life. This is fantastic because it's going to be both perfect for your like kind of personal private relationships, and also it's going to be perfect when it comes to like a things like a professional life as well, if this is something that you're actually looking for or something that you're actually working towards. So this is why this is going to be ever so important, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. And also, you know, when it comes to that, when it comes to the actual number 1313, you see, it's about you finally also being able to have a courage, you know, because there is this specific man at around the mid-October, this man, this very, very powerful man, very smart man, also very spiritual, also quite spiritual, very, very, very responsible. And this particular man, lots of people get and understand in a completely different way. This particular man, and I say this because sometimes, you know, sometimes people misunderstand this type of person, for example. So it's like maybe a little bit like a Marmite, you know, you either completely love this type of person or you completely cannot stand this type of person, if you know what I mean. So, but you most certainly really like this person, and that particular person is just gonna have a major impact on your life at around the mid-October also. And what is gonna be this major impact when it comes to you, like a really kind of understanding through that man and realizing through that man and having a courage, most importantly. And the courage that I'm talking about here is like something that happened to you, my goodness, you know, something that affected your life, like a really pretty much so like a sudden change within the last 16 months. Something not really nice happened in your life within the last 16 months or 16 months ago, and that particular thing that happened in your life brought like an ultimate change, but it wasn't really, you know, good, and you know, that was like a kind of a really negative experience, like a very sudden change, and you still kind of didn't sort something out, you know, as when it comes to that particular situation, because you are still kind of affected by it, and you didn't have a courage to kind of deal with something when it comes to that specific situation. There's still something you need to deal with, and only you can do this, my gorgeous Libra, nobody else. So this is why this is going to be so important, this man. But because of this man, somehow you're either gonna listen to him, you're either gonna watch him, you're either gonna talk to him, but somehow through this man you're gonna understand exactly, like you're gonna feel such a connection to this man and connection to what actually happened to you. Perhaps that man is gonna mention like what happened to him like a while back, and then you're gonna be like, oh my god, that happened to me. Maybe it's even gonna be like that, you know, maybe that man is gonna say like what happened to him, and you're watching that man on TV or on the internet or something, and then that man mentioned this particular situation that you were affected by like about 16 months ago, within the last 16 months, and then you will just kind of know straight away like, oh my god, I know what to do, I know what to do, purely because you are going to feel such a powerful connection after that moment in time. That man is going to be talking about almost the same thing that kind of happened to you. So this is absolutely brilliant. This is when the proper balance is going to actually come into your life, because you will know exactly what to do. It's like some kind of advice that you are going to gain. I really hope that this is not too kind of too confusing, my gorgeous Libra. I know I'm jumping from one thing to another, but I really hope that this is not too confusing. Through that man, you are going to be able to get an advice what to actually do with something specific that happened to you within the last 16 months, and it affected your life in a negative way, but there is still one more thing that you actually need to sort out when it comes to it, okay? The sooner you do this, the better it's going to be. You know that you are actually going, this is is going to turn out to be so successful. This is literally going to turn out to be so successful, and you are also like when it comes to like the next 4 months, for example. So now 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So when it comes to the actual February 2024, when it comes to the actual, I know I'm in February now, sorry, but when it comes to the actual February 2024, you know, this is when you're gonna be able to see the full extent of like, oh my God, like, but what are you doing right now? This is gonna pay off later on, because when it comes to the actual February, there is something like, oh my God, like you will see, there is like a really mind-blowing possibility, an opportunity going to be there for you, but you're also going to be able to see exactly like what has unfolded, you know, in the actual February, because in February I do see you like wanting to like literally gather all your friends or whatever, family members, and just basically like have some kind of a little bit of a party or something, how happy you're actually going to be. So this is the part of the complex situation, so where you do what you think that you're gonna, what is the best thing to do, and you will be inspired by that particular man who is absolutely wonderful in my eyes, but it's not just about like doing the right thing then and there. You see, it's gonna take like a little bit longer until this is kind of finalized. So I can tell you that this is gonna be kind of fully finalized by the end of February 2025. So this is not something that is gonna like kind of change or kind of like transform overnight, but you know, it's gonna be brilliant, because at the same time it's bringing an absolutely mind-blowing justice, my gorgeous Libra, justice into your life. Absolutely brilliant indeed. I mean, what can I say, my gorgeous Libra? This is fantastic. And also when it comes to health and when it comes to the actual nutrition, what I want to say is rather important, that I do know for the fact that you are actually going to have a very sensitive chest, very sensitive lungs. Now it's very, very important for you to understand what I really highly advise you to actually take: black seed oil. Black seed oil, it's absolutely brilliant when it comes to your, for example, when it comes to your chest or when it comes to your lungs. I'm not saying it's going to be something like major, oh my God, but I do know that there is going to be the slight sensitivity when it comes to your chest and when it comes to your lungs. So maybe perhaps if you're smoking, try to stop smoking. Maybe perhaps if you're smoking a lot, like try to like kind of cut down, you know, and things like that. And this is something that's obviously quite, you know, important. But when it comes to taking a natural supplement, black seed oil, it's absolutely, so with B, black seed, not flaxseed, but black seed, BL, you know, black seed oil. It's absolutely brilliant, because it's going to be good for so many other things as well. It's going to like kind of be beneficial when it comes to like kind of boosting your immune system, but also at the same time it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant when it comes to your chest and when it comes to your lungs as well. And this is something that I highly recommend you indeed. And also I would highly recommend you to take something like echinacea, a herb called echinacea. I spoke about it so many times. It's one of the most powerful herbs out there, honestly, but this is just my personal opinion. And basically echinacea is so good because it does have got a power to in general boost your immune system. It is a very, very ridiculously powerful herb. It does have the ability and power to boost your immune system by increasing the white cells count in your body. This is very important to mention. So this in general is going to be absolutely superb for your health in general, you know, to boost your immune system, but also on another hand it's going to be brilliant in combination with black seed oil, especially when it comes to your health, your chest, and especially when it comes to your lungs as well. When it comes to echinacea, it is like something that you like, I would highly suggest you know, when it comes to black seed oil, it's like an oil literally, but when it comes to the actual echinacea, I would highly recommend you to get like a tincture rather than capsules or tablets. You know, tincture would be fantastic because it's going to get into into the bloodstream much quicker, much sooner. And I think, in my opinion, again, it's much more potent and much more powerful. And also when it comes to echinacea, make sure that basically, you know, you take it for like about like about 6 weeks, for example, and then you have a little bit of a couple of weeks break, and then you take it for 6 weeks again, and then you have a couple of weeks break, and then you have a one longer break, and then you take it again. You know, you just basically, my point is that you don't take echinacea like all the time, but you just take it like every now and then. You just, for example, take it for like about 2 or 3 months, and then you have a little, in general, just take it for like about 2 or 3 months, and then have a little break, and then you take it again like when you need it, you know. So this is something that I would highly recommend you indeed. If you are on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, then you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now it's time for my little tea. Sorry. I'm sorry, it's a little tea break. You know, have a guess which tea I'm drinking. Have a guess, it's always the same. Rose and hibiscus. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with the rose and hibiscus, honestly, absolutely obsessed. With a little bit of organic lemon, unwaxed organic lemon, okay, and just touch of organic honey, for example. I've got like a touch of organic honey, or you can also put like a maple syrup, you know, but definitely no sugar. Sugar is like, no baby, no. Sugar is worse than, you know what I mean, worse than drugs, seriously. So now, my gorgeous Libra, basically the very first date that I would like to talk to you about, okay? Did you really think that I'm going to forget, my gorgeous Libra? Huh? Did you really think, honestly, did you really think that I'm going to forget? Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday Libera. Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday, bam, 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 bam. Happy birthday, my gorgeous Libra. Happy birthday. I'm not surprised that you've got such a major things happening this month. Of course, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, my gorgeous Libra. Just remember, the energy is gonna be so much more powerful, you know, when it's your month, you know, when it's your time. At around your birthday, your energy gradually builds itself up to the point where you basically reflect in such a powerful way. And what I mean by this, I mean that when you talk to somebody really important, or you want to impress somebody, or you want to do something where you need like a courage and things like that, you know, to do the things like that at around the time when it's your birthday month, everything is so much more kind of successful, you know, when it actually happens, you know. So you always kind of need to make the most of it, you know. And so now, my gorgeous Libra, the very first important date I wanted to talk to you about, it's going to be on the very 1st of October. Now, on the very 1st of October, something very, very bizarre, something really unusual and very strange, it's actually going to happen. Really strange experience. And this really strange and unusual experience that you're going to have, you're really going to feel like, oh my god, taken away, almost like as if something is going to happen from a completely different world, from a completely different dimension, that it's going to be kind of impossible for you not to notice. So, but the bottom line is, you're actually going to have a really, really weird, strange and an unusual experience. And you know what, this experience that you are going to have, First of all, you're going to find this extremely weird, but then you're going to feel a ridiculous connection to what just happened to you. And then later on, you're not going to be able to stop thinking about what happened to you. And then this is going to clearly highlight what exactly it's actually missing in your life. So it's all kind of happening because it was meant to happen. This in itself, it's like bringing a blessing into your life, but it's going to happen in the most of the unusual ways you can possibly imagine, and in a most of the like kind of unexpected ways you can possibly imagine indeed. So this is only going to highlight what exactly it's missing in your life, and you need to kind of understand the importance of this, because by the time you get to November, the very first, I know I'm in November now, sorry, but the very first week of November, you're already going to become aware of like a something that you are gonna need to kind of attend or something like that, and that is gonna be connected to this situation here. And what you're gonna become aware of that you need to attend, it's also gonna lead towards an absolutely mind-blowing opportunity to get that what exactly is and what was missing in your life. Okay, the second date that is going to be quite important, and before I go there, my gorgeous Libra, the first thing that I would absolutely love to suggest you to buy, look at this baby here, absolutely gorgeous carnelian, ever so powerful crystal. Look at this baby carnelian. It's like has got a power to spark energy almost immediately. It inspires confidence and it empowers us. So every single time when you like kind of feeling really low, every single time, like when it comes to your energy in particular, when you feel like a low energy, or every single time when you need a little bit of boost, every single time when you need a little bit of confidence, every single time when you need to empower yourself, whether you are talking, whether you need to talk to someone important, whether you need to do something important, whether you're working on something important, or whether you just want to feel better. You know, sometimes we can't sleep for a night, for example, all night, and then we need to have something really important to attend or whatever, and then you know it's like you can't just like, oh, I can't go there. You know that you need to go there, but then you're feeling like, oh my god, so spaced out. So this is absolutely brilliant because it just kind of brings you back down where you should be. You know, it grounds you. It's fantastic for grounding, but it's fantastic for a really quick recentering as well. This gorgeous carnelian pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Libra, you're also supporting my channel as well. The second date, it's going to be the second date, it's going to be the 2nd of October. The second date is going to be the 2nd of October. Now on the 2nd of October, most certainly you are going to get such an important news. An important news that you are going to have, it's going to come from somebody who is a rather consistent person in your life. This important news that you're actually going to get, it's, oh my god, you're gonna feel so happy because like, you know, this is like kind of this important news. It's gonna mean to you so much, not only because you will know what will be kind of the best investment for you in your life at this particular time. This doesn't have to be necessarily to do with money, by the way, but it's not only going to be important news because of that, but it's more mainly because now this news is going to mean so much to you because you will know how to deal with a certain problem, a resolution of a problem. It's going to lead towards an important conclusion, and it's to do with something that was bothering you and affecting you again so much that it's almost instantly going to start the process of healing indeed. And never mind the fact, yes, there is some kind of compromise that you're going to need to make, but that is not going to bother you whatsoever because you are really going to follow your inspiration at this moment in time. So this is going to lead towards you being inspired to make an important adjustment, and also pay attention to this very interesting sign which you are going to have at around that time. This very unusual sign which is going to come in the form of some kind of animal. Some kind of animal is going to cross your path, whether this is going to be a large animal, whether this is going to be a small animal. You know, it doesn't really matter, but you will know that some kind of animal, you know, it's going to cross your path, whether that animal is going to look at you in a strange way, whether that animal is going to look a little bit unusual, whether that animal is going to walk too fast or fly too fast. Something is going to be quite unusual when it comes to that animal. Very, very unusual. You know, perhaps it's going to be like a really big bear, you know, who's going to be really friendly, you know, wanted to be petted, you know. No, I'm joking, but you know what I mean? It's like basically it's just there is something going to be so unusual about the animal which you're going to see, and this is going to be a good omen, your clear sign, an indication. For some reason, almost immediately, there are two things which are going to be on your mind that you will be thinking about in terms of inspiration, and you will know, oh my God, this was just this is your confirmation that these two things that were on your mind are something that, you know, are part of your spiritual journey. These are the part of this very powerful cycle which is about to begin. So that animal is going to make you aware of like these two things to kind of go for, to pay attention to what was on your mind, but it's also to like a confirmation that you should really make an important adjustment here, because you have overcame a really, really big challenge. You overcame a really big obstacle. You know, this is the time of a really big victory for you. But then again, because of that happiness and optimism which you're gonna feel, this is naturally already you are going to have this idea where do you need to kind of suddenly you're gonna be all like in a mood for action. I want to do this and I would want to do that, and suddenly you're gonna have this marvelous idea like to put more towards something that you've been working on, you know, towards something that you've been working on, but then at the same time, something that you thought that has come to an end, something that you thought that was maybe finalized, now suddenly you're going to be so keen and eager and so excited to actually put more energy towards something very, very specific here, you know. And this is important to kind of mention that, you know, maybe if this happened like only like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you'd be like, oh no, not again, no baby, no. But now you're just going to feel so keen and eager. Why? Because the time is right. Why? Because you have such a good message, good news. Why? Because this have put you in a certain state of mind almost immediately, where you are just gonna become open-minded with those things that you've been maybe a little bit closed-minded in your life, on your spiritual journey. And that's sometimes things like that happen because we just kind of slow down a little bit, you know, and then we lose a focus just for a little bit. I'm not saying like, oh my God, this is something major that was going on, but this is absolutely normal to happen. It makes us kind of appreciate things from a different angle in our lives when they happen, if you know what I mean. You're like kind of really low, and then you go really high up, like, ooh la la, where did you go, my God, just Libra, oh my God, ceiling, you know what I mean. So it's like type of thing like that. So this is why this is going to be absolutely brilliant. The second important date, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to be on the 12th of the actual October. On the 12th of October, why is this day going to be so good? Because, you know what? You are seriously, like this month, it's like, this is, I don't even know how to explain how good this month is actually going to be. And I'm not surprised because this is your month. You know, this is your month, my gorgeous Libra. So I'm not really surprised. But this is absolutely brilliant, you know. Because on the 12th of October, here we go again, baby. On the 12th of October, you know, it's like, again, you are seriously, you're gonna feel so happy. You're gonna feel such a harmony. You're gonna feel like so excited, like you haven't been excited in a very long time, because for the first time in your life something is going to be brought to your attention, a wise choice that you've made in your past, a really wise choice that you've made in your past is going to be brought to your attention, and that, you know, it's something that it's going to make you feel so good, because with this specific realization which you're going to realize like, oh my God, like what you've done, some kind of wise choice you made in your recent past. This wasn't that long ago. This was in your recent past. And number 4, it's again very much so strongly connected to this. Maybe it was 4 months ago. Maybe it was 4 weeks ago. I know that number 4 is playing a really big role when it comes to this particular wise choice that you've actually made. and you're gonna feel so proud of yourself, so proud of yourself. This is absolutely brilliant, and I'm so happy for you, because that particular wise choice that you made, only now you're gonna realize the full extent of this is where this is actually going to take you. It's to do with a long-term success, baby, and it's to do with things that you've done, and the things that you were doing, and the things that you were contributed, and now it's gonna be kind of even more for you to kind of contribute, and the difference is going to be because now you're going to have a clarity, and this clarity that you are going to, this is all bringing such a clarity, you know, this in itself, it's like a path in itself that it's going to be silly not to actually follow. So all this is bringing such an amazing, that much needed clarity into your life, which is going to reflect on your courage. And when it comes to something in particular, as this is going to bring a clarity, sorry, into your life, which is going to reflect on your courage, but especially when it comes to something in particular that you desire, something in particular that you desire. And this is like really, really like extremely personal, and this is also something that you wouldn't kind of talk to everybody about, you know. Absolutely brilliant. Another thing I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous Libra, look at this baby, would be this absolutely gorgeous new jade. New jade is fantastic when you feel depressed, when you feel sad, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling stuck, and when you're feeling negative. It's absolutely brilliant. I highly suggest you to get a jade and wear it every single time when you feel sad, depressed, and negative or low. And also, on another hand, why also jade is really brilliant is when it comes to attracting a good luck, when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, when it comes to career, or when it comes to things that are making us feel good and things that we want to in general progress in life. Indeed, this gorgeous new jade comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The next important date, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to be on the actual 13th of October. Now, on the 13th of October, you know, very, very important conversation with someone. You are going to have a very important conversation with someone, and that particular conversation, it's going to mean to you so much, because for the first time in a while, you will come across this person, you know, who is able to completely understand you about something very, very specific, like a really touchy subject. And this is gonna mean to you so much, because it's more about the actual confirmation. What do you need to kind of abandon, and what do you need to move on, you know, in your life. But you're gonna need to kind of be sharp, quick, and clever, and you're also gonna need to commit to this, otherwise it's not going to work whatsoever. The next important date, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to be on the 18th of October. On the 18th of October, you know, you have to, this is gonna be a weird situation here, almost as if somebody is gonna try to manipulate you through their emotions. And this is, no baby, no, I don't like this. You know, you need to follow your intuition. There is going to be a very unusual situation happening in between you and somebody else, and almost as if that other person has done something, maybe something that they shouldn't, for example. And then you're gonna have a conversation with them, and then you need to follow your intuition, because you're absolutely right. Or you're gonna be very open spiritual, you're gonna be intuitive throughout this month, you know, because of course we have Samhain, or we have like a Halloween at the end of the month, which just changes the whole month, because the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, which means that it's not only like we are visited by all sorts of spirits, you know, but everything becomes so intense. But in terms of us being really super psychic and super intuitive, this is most certainly the time. So you are, I'm trying to say that you are going to be like really intuitive, and you are kind of, your intuition is going to kind of your intuition is going to be guiding you here, and you will know you are right, 100%, and you will also know that something is not right with that person. The bottom line is that somebody is going to try to maybe manipulate you a little bit, but you need to follow your intuition. You will know this. Somebody is going to be overly emotional about something, and you have to, somebody is going to try to manipulate you by being too overly emotional about some kind of problem that you're going to be dealing with at the same time, and you must go through that. You must pass that. You must not allow them to manipulate you like this, because it is going to kind of continue to dominate your life in a negative way. So you really need to snap out of it, my gorgeous Libra. Whoever this is, it's important to snap out of it, almost as if someone is going to play like a little game, or maybe go into this a little like acting mode, you know, acting banana. No, seriously, almost like someone is gonna go into this acting mode here. But then again, it's as I said, it would be like very bad, because it would dominate you like this, and this person would, something negative would carry on dominating your life. So, this person would try to control you like this. So this is why you need to remember this, my gorgeous Libra. It is ever so important indeed. And by the time you get to the actual 28th and the 29th of October, you need to understand that you are going to be visited by some kind of a spirit. You're going to be visited by some kind of a spirit, and it really is going to be somebody who used to be indeed in your life, somebody who used to be in your life, you know, and you will know. Maybe you will smell a little bit of food that they used to cook. You know, maybe you will be able to smell the perfume that they used to wear. Maybe you will smell the aftershave. Maybe you will smell the cigarettes. Maybe something is going to fall off. Maybe suddenly there is going to be like a major temperature change, and suddenly, oh my God, it's so cold. Something is going to happen, and you're going to be, oh my God, someone is here. Something is going to happen like that. But most importantly, the spirit is having a very important message for you to pay attention to what was on your mind at around the time you become aware of that spirit, because you are still like you will realize that you are blocking yourself from moving on. You know, and you are the only one who can move on. And I know that this may not make sense now, but it's going to make sense later. So pay attention to when you see the spirit. When you see, maybe you may see them. You see what I mean? You probably see something, you know. Oh my God, it's a woman standing. No, I'm joking. No, it's like maybe you will see them, you know. But the bottom line is, as soon as you become aware of this spirit, it's more about you reflecting on your mind and realizing that there is some kind of something that you are blocking yourself with, and you need to release that blockage immediately. So this is the message the spirit is bringing you. So the next date is going to be on the 31st of October, my gorgeous Libra. On the 31st of October, something that you had difficulty starting, or launching, some kind of new product, maybe some kind of new project in general, some kind of new some kind of new project, you know, that you had difficulty maybe starting or beginning with or launching or whatever it is. Now it's gonna be absolutely brilliant, because completely out of blue you're gonna become aware of this. You're gonna be reading something, you're gonna be watching something, and then become like completely out of blue you are gonna become aware of this very, very interesting new possibility. You need to understand that new possibility is gonna bring an accomplishment when it comes to you starting this in as little as 9 weeks time. In as little as 9 weeks time, you're also already going to have like a really big accomplishment, you know. And this is something that you are very passionate about, something that you're gonna become very confident about, something that you're gonna become extremely like kind of restless about, but in a positive way, because now you have to trust your instincts again in order to stay focused, because this is going to start a process where so much passion it's about to kind of enter your spiritual journey. But it's also like kind of the time of an important clarity where you're going to realize that very soon after that you're going to need to make an important choice. But in order to make an important choice related to this, you are going to need to stop over analyzing whatsoever. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationships. So this is so important. This is so important. There is some kind of problem, some kind of issue that you are going to have. And this problem and issue that you are going to have, my gorgeous Libra, it's something that it's making both of you unhappy. You're going to have this conversation, and it's not something that is making both of you unhappy, like from yesterday or from day before or from a month ago. This is something that keeps on popping back, and it's a lot to do with both of your lifestyles. For example, both of you may be knowing that there is a specific change that you need to make, but because this change is just so big, you know, you're just worried that this is going to abrupt your life too much. But then again, either you're gonna live in a way where you know that you're not living to your full extent and be happy with it, or you're just gonna like kind of go for it and make, you know, the full, you know, impact on your spiritual journey. You know, allow your life to make a you know a full impact on your spiritual journey by like bringing things into your life that would make both of you so much happier. So this is something that you both kind of had a conversation about so many times, and I can tell you that this will like literally never, this will never go away, because I'm not saying that you were unhappy. It's just to do with something that would mean so much to you to make a specific change, and also you are both gonna see something this month which is really gonna make you worried, and it's gonna be like on the outside, maybe there's certain news or something that you're gonna see, you're gonna become aware of. And all I can say to you is like that you are both going to understand the same thing, and something is going to make you worried, and something is going to trigger both of you to kind of realize again that the importance of you making a certain step here, making a certain move, almost as if you're going to realize, my God, we're never going to be completely happy unless we do this. Well, I don't want to sound like a dark Lala, but your life is going to go on a completely different level if you go for it, you know. So you are going to have an important conversation about this, and that in itself is like, do you know what, yes, this is going to be the right thing to do. It's going to bring a huge, like, how can I say, rebirth. You're both going to have a moment of rebirth here, you know. This is how much what an impact this is going to make on your life. But it's a lot to do with like a really big change, and it's a lot to do with your understanding. This is to do with like it's to do with a lifestyle. It's like making a really big change, and it's like almost like a homecoming time type of thing. It's difficult to explain, but that's exactly how you're gonna feel, you know, and you're gonna be very, very pleased with yourself later on indeed. So I just suggest that you go for it as soon as you possibly can. I mean, this is something which is going to take a while, and you know, I don't want to put you off, but it's gonna be like about 1 year, you know, until all this kind of happens. It's gonna be like a 1 year, I would say, like by at around the next September, you know. So this is something that takes time indeed. And for those of you, my gorgeous Libra, who are single and ready to mingle, you know, it's like very, very interesting what is actually going to happen. It looks like you are gonna get a very interesting message from somebody who is like kind of very close to you, like your friend or your family member, and that particular message is really going to inspire you. Like, it's about going somewhere, and this is something that you're instantly going to become so determined about, like going somewhere, like visiting certain place, like visiting something, and you're gonna love this immediately. You're gonna become so kind of determined to kind of go for it, because it's like going somewhere and doing something which you love, which you are going to absolutely love, and that is so important for you to do, because there is something which is going to happen once you go there, and once you get there, there is something very specific that you are going to realize about yourself. You are going to meet someone rather significant, a very, very powerful person who is going to inspire inspire you. And that particular powerful person who is going to inspire you, it's also like kind of gonna make you realize that this person made you feel so different to so many other people before. So you will know that that particular person is different. So you're gonna meet somebody this month who is gonna make a huge impact on your spiritual journey. You will fancy this person, of course you will, but it's more going to be about the conversation and the very kind of something that you both share, something that you like, you're gonna start talking, and then there's gonna be this convo, and through the actual conversation and both of your intelligence, you know, you are really gonna connect to each other like on a completely different level. And you're gonna realize that this is the first time in your life that you've met somebody who you actually get on with like this, and for the first time in your life you'll meet somebody who you get on instantly to the point where you feel so relaxed, like you could just literally take your whole clothes off, you know, in front of somebody like this. And this is really going to surprise you that you are feeling this way. And on another note, that other person is going to feel exactly the same. I'm not saying, oh my God, like now you're going to just jump into the bed. No, baby, no. This is going to be very special. I've got no problem with people jumping into the bed, but let me tell you, like, fun is one thing, but then this is something serious. And if you are trying to have a serious relationship with somebody, jumping in the bed and all that, it's entirely up to people what they do with their lives. But this is just my point of view, because if you jump in with somebody in the bed, you know, like straight away, then that, like, how can you have a relationship like that? Because that means that your relationship is going to start at the end instead of at the beginning. So your relationship is starting like the other way around, the wrong way around. Because if you just jump in the bed, then you know what I mean, you're going the wrong way around, my darling. So this is why it's important to kind of go the right way around and just, you know, go forward with your life, with your relationships, with your feelings, with your emotions. This is exactly how it should be. And I'm saying this because it's going to happen with that particular person in this way, which is absolutely brilliant. So first of all, convo and lots of conversations, and this is going to be the first time you're going to meet this person, then you're going to meet this person again, and then see where is this going to take you. But please do not get upset if you don't meet that person in October, because November is also very, very kind of impactful and very powerful, and it's a really good sign in November that there is you know, it's still like a lot to do with love and a lot to do with emotions and a lot to do with expressing yourself to somebody like in such a powerful way. So if sometimes people meet people like that slightly earlier or even slightly later, so don't get upset if that person doesn't show up exactly in October, but it's just so important for you to understand that it's not going to be that long until this absolutely incredible person comes into your life. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Once again, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I love you so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.